weekly press briefing on operational activities of the armed forces of Nigeria and other security agencies on the various operational theater across the 6 geopolitical zones of the country. It's my pleasure also to welcome you today, being my first brief as a new Director, Defense Media Operations. Like I said earlier in my introduction, I am Major General Musa Dammadami. I'm sure that my phone number has been circulated to every one of you here. If not, by the end of this brief, it will be done. The highlight of today's brief will cover the period covering from 11th to 25th August 2022, starting from the Northeast Zone. Troops of the Northeast Theater of Operation conducted several operations in Puka Aziz, Amawa Village, Tungushe, Bama Town, Malgwe Village, Katara, Gubio, Kinkino, Dogonchuku, Maringa Market, and Mongunu towns, all in Borno, as well as Bonuyadi, Joro Bashi in Yobe State. During the operations, troops neutralized 12 terrorists. They covered 18 AK-47 rifles, 1 RPG, 2 FN rifles, 83 rounds of 7.62 millimeter special, 16 bicycles, 1 golf car, large quantity of substance suspected to be cannabis, sativa, bags of maize, 3 grenades, 4 mobile phones, 47 rustled cattle, 6 donkeys, 20 cartons of super cereal, 51 jerrycans of groundnut oil, 2 cartons of cigarettes, medical supplies, foodstuffs, and 40 pairs of male and female clothes. Troops also arrested 8 suspected terrorists, 4 logistics suppliers, rescued 4 civilians, and the sum of 1,560 naira cash. Also, troops of Operation Hadarin K continue to consolidate on the operations against terrorists. More of them surrendered to own troops within the period under review. A total of 1,652 Boko Haram terrorist members and their family have surrendered to own troops at different locations of the theater. The number comprises 320 adult male, 442 women, and 890 children. In a related development, the air component of Operation Hadarin Kai on 20th August 2022 carried out strikes on terrorist enclave in Sambisa Forest and the Tumbus in Borno with various degrees of success recorded. Acting on credible intelligence about the gathering of terrorists on a location revealed to be the enclave of a notorious terrorist being hosted by a top-ranking commander believed to be the Islamic State of West African Province leader of Sambisa Forest, who took over the leadership after the demise of Abubakar Shekau. Consequently, the airstrike was carried out on the enclave. Feedback revealed that 25 of the terrorists were neutralized in the strike, with 18 having been seriously wounded. Among those neutralized was a high-profile commander known as Usafia, who was a Masiri, which connotes the fourth in line of the terrorist leadership structure. A similar airstrike was conducted on the Tumbus near the Lake Chad at a location revealed as the training camp of the terrorists. Reports gathered revealed that scores of the terrorists were neutralized in the strikes. All recovered items and rescued civilians were handed over to relevant authorities, while the surrendered Boko Haram terrorist members and their families were profiled for further action. Now to the North Central Zone. Troops of Operation Wild Punch have sustained the momentum to deny terrorists freedom of action in their joint operational area. Consequently, between 13th to 18th August 2022, the air component of Operation Wild Stroke conducted air interdiction operations at the terrorist enclave in Kurebe in Shiroro local government area of Niger State. The airstrike was on the terrorists who had assembled for a meeting hosted by notorious terrorist leader Aminu Dunia. Reports revealed that the airstrike resulted in the neutralization of several of the terrorists. In a related development, on 13th August 2022, troops of Guard Brigade raided some suspected terrorist hideouts at Dede Abattoir in Abuja Metropolitan Area Council and Dubka Village in Gogarada Area Council of the Federal Capital Territory. During the raid operations, 8 suspected terrorists were arrested, 5 AK-47 rifles and 3 pump-action guns were recovered, while large quantity of items suspected to be cannabis sativa, 3 machetes, knives, among other items, were also recovered. Similarly, between 14th to 17th August 2022, troops of Operation Safe Havens in conjunction with Vigilante and Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps conducted operational activities in Mon Village, Garka District in Kanam local government area of Plateau State, as well as Mariri Town in Kauru local government area and Zango Katab local government area of Kaduna State, respectively. During the operation, 22 suspected terrorists, 7 suspected kidnappers, and 7 suspected vandals were arrested at different locations, while 7 terrorists were neutralized, with 12 civilians rescued from the kidnappers' den. Items recovered from the suspect include 3 motorcycles, 8 mobile phones, and some quantities of illegal drugs and the sum of 60,000 naira only. Furthermore, between 14th to 18th August 2022, troops of Operation Wild Stroke in conjunction with the Department of State Service conducted raid operations at bandit camp at Ankwa Village, Zakibian Town in Unkub local government area, Mahagan community in Logo local government area of Benue State, as well as Jamata in Kof and Karfe local government area of Kogi State. During the operation, a notorious bandit named as Jimo Unwanwaga was arrested at Zakibian Town in Benue State. It was revealed that the suspect is a gang member of a notorious bandit known as Anhe, aka Shortman, who has been in the troops' wanted list. In the same vein, a wanted gun runner known as Nasiru Mohammed was arrested at Muritala Mohammed Bridge in Koton Kerfi local government area of Kogi State. Items recovered during the operations include 1,000 rounds of 7.62 millimeter special ammunition, large quantity of money, 2 mobile phones, 1 tricycle, and 1 motorcycle. All recovered items have been handed over to relevant authorities for further action. Now to the Northwest Zone. Troops of Operation Hadarin Daji recorded a major success in the ongoing fight against terrorists, kidnappers, and other forms of criminalities in this zone. On 3rd August 2022, in a coordinated joint operations by the land and air components, terrorist enclaves around Chikum local government area of Kaduna State were engaged. Intelligence revealed that the terrorists had planned attacks on villages within the vicinities where they were operating. Consequently, own troops leveraged on the report and conducted clearance operations against the terrorists, resulting in the neutralization of several of the terrorists, while others fled with severe gunshot wounds. Items recovered include 2 general-purpose machine guns, 3 AK-47 rifles, 7 motorcycles. Furthermore, troops raided terrorist hideout in Bida Village Market in Chukum local government area, Zaria Ikerawa Road along Kwari Village in Ikara local government area, Kaya Giwa in Giwa local government area, Kabode Forest in Kachia local government area, all in Kaduna State. During the operation, troops arrested 37 suspected terrorists, recovered 11 motorcycles, 8 cutlasses, 3 mobile phones, and rescued 8 civilians. In a related development, between 16th to 18th August 2022, the air component of Operation Hadarin Daji conducted air interdiction operations at Rugu Forest in Safana local government area of Katsina State and within Zamfara State, as well as some villages in Kebbi local government area of Sokoto State on terrorist hideout and enclaves. The air interdiction operation was in response to intelligence reports on the gathering of terrorists in the forest. Consequently, the hideout and enclaves were bombarded and several terrorists were neutralized. While troops on patrol engaged terrorists along Magani Road within Zamfara State and neutralized a notorious terrorist commander identified as Sogan Madagwa, who was responsible for various attacks and roadblocks along Gusau Road and also on the wanted list of security agencies with members of his gangs. During the operations, troops recovered large quantity of different caliber of ammunition, 2 motorcycles. Similarly, on 18th August, the air component conducted another air interdiction operation on terrorist hideout at Damba, at Koso Hills, Kajuru, and various locations within its environments in Kaduna State. During the operation, troops sighted terrorists with large herds of cattle trying to escape on sighting own troops. Subsequently, they were struck with scores of terrorists neutralized. Also, the air component responded to a distress call on the activities of several terrorists on motorbicycles convoy moving from Undawa to Kubere in Chukum local government area of Kaduna State. The terrorists were engaged in an airstrike while those who fled to nearby bushes were mopped up by the land component. All recovered items have been handed over to the relevant authorities for further action. Now to the South-South zone. Troops of Operation Delta Safe have continued the war against theft, oil theft, and illegal bunkering and other criminal activities in the Niger Delta to sustain a conducive environment for economic activities to strive in the south region of the country. Consequently, troops of Operation Delta Safe, in the conduct of Operations Octopus Grip and Operation Kadar da Barawo, conducted several activities in the creeks, villages, communities, and towns. During the operation, troops also recovered and destroyed several illegal refinery sites, which consist of 493 dugout pits, 512 storage tanks, 413 cooking ovens, and 59 wooden boats. Also, troops recovered 4 tankers, 2 speedboats, 1 generator, 1 outboard engine, 14 pumping machines, 3 AK-47 rifles, 25,000 977 barrels of crude oil, 3,236,130 liters of automotive gas oil, 26,557 liters of premium motor spirit, and 2,000 liters of dual-purpose kerosene. Troops also arrested 12 pipeline vandals. All recovered items and apprehended oil thefts were handed over to the appropriate authorities for further action. Consequently, the total value of products denied oil theft for the period under review are 1,313,020,242,000 naira only for crude oil alone, while 2,347,607,471 naira only for AGO, and the sum of 4,650,625 naira for PMS, and the sum of 15,981,000 naira for dual-purpose kerosene. Consequently, a grand total of 3,708,259,308 naira was denied to the oil thieves for the period under review. Now to the Southeast Zone. Troops of the Nigerian Armed Forces and other security agencies have sustained their operations to curb illegal activities of the proscribed indigenous people of Biafra in the Southeast Zone and restore normalcy to the region. Consequently, between 12th to 21st August 2022, the Joint Security Patrol carried out raids and clearance operations in Ebonyi local government area of Ebonyi State, Anambra State, Abia State, and suspected indigenous people of Biafra and its security network militant camps. During the operations, troops arrested one member of the group and recovered one AK-47 assault rifle, 6 pump-action guns, 1 locally made Beretta gun, 5 locally fabricated double-barrel guns, 98 cartridge, 2 machetes, 2 axes, 20 motorcycles, 1 pair of police camouflage uniform, 1 military camouflage uniform, and a ballistic vest. Finally, to the Southwest Zone. Troops of Operation Awase, in the conduct of Operation Swift Response, have continued to clamp down on smugglers of contraband in the border areas, bushes and waterside in Ogun, Kwara, and Kwara states. Items recovered during the raid operations include 1,542 jerrycans of premium motor spirits, 311 bags of 50 kg foreign rice, and a truckload with substance suspected to be cannabis sativa. All recovered items have been handed over to the Nigerian Customs in Ogun State and Kwara State for further necessary action. That's from the air component. But there was an airstrike, that's Operation Hardering Air Component. There was an airstrike on the 22nd of August that led to the death of over 20 terrorists were neutralized, including one Malam Mazau, a well-known terrorist. The airstrikes were conducted within the Mandara mountains in Borno State. Okay. This morning, this just came in now, so please, and we have gotten approval from high authorities to reveal some airstrike operations that were conducted during the period under review. Please, I want to appeal to your conscience. This, what we are showing, please, off camera now, please. This one, everything is off record. Off record. That was the brief we gave you. He has been neutralized. Now on the tanker, let's don't be dragging issues. This issue came up on the media. The Navy deliberately and consciously called a press conference to address that issue. So we will not, for any reason, make any statement on that. It has been cleared by the Navy. And I want to believe that if any other statement is coming from that, or particularly with regards to that tanker situation, it should come from the strategic level. And that should be from NNPC, who has the final say on that. For now, what the Navy has said is the final bus stop, as far as we are concerned. Thank you. Now, whether we like it or not, the approach to security fundamentally is supposed to be an all-government approach. It's not the basic sole responsibility of the military. And the military, by all chance, is subordinate to civil authorities. So we cannot take that decision. The decision for us they have given us now is to go out, all hell out after these bandits. And that's what we are doing now. It's now the responsibility of the civil authority to take the final decisions on how normalcy can be restored totally, so that the civil authorities within those environments can take charge of their immediate environment. And for the question on going to Sambisa Forest, when they say somewhere is a forest, it's a forest too. If you are in doubt whether it's a forest or not, you can Google it. It will show you that that is a forest. And if at all you want to go to that, through that, go on that venture, I will advise that you go through your umbrella body and make an application formally, and make a request. And it's not under my authority to approve such request. If it is approved, all well and good, it will be arranged for you to go and see it. If it's not approved, definitely will tell you the reason why it was not approved. And please just accept it that way, because it might be in your best interest not to even hover over those places.
Madam, is anybody at the side? No people.